can open it. You may have to enable the content. I already did that. So as you can see, there are 4 tables in this data. We have customer table, inventory table, sales table, sales inventory control table. So if you double click the customer table, you're going to see basically 3 records, okay? And each record has a bunch of value for the field. We have, if you right click the table and choose a design view, you will see those field name and the data type. For example, for customer table we have 5 fields, and the customer number is the primary key. And for inventory table, item number is the primary key. The sales table, sales invoice number is the primary key. And for the sales inventory joint table, there are 2 primary keys, sales invoice and item number together. They are both primary keys. Next, let's check their relationships among these tables. We can do that here by choosing database tools. And here we have the relationships. Click relationships. Okay, it's going to show all the relationships among these tables. To move those tables around, you can see clearly. As you can see, customer table is related to sales table by the linkage of customer numbers, and the customer numbers is a foreign key in the sales table. And then the sales table is linked to the sales inventory table through the sales invoice number, and the sales inventory table is linked to the inventory table through the item number. Okay, so by these primary and foreign keys, these tables are related. Now let's do one of the query in the textbook. That's query 2 on page 97. Query 2. It says how many televisions were sold in October. So we need to find those information. Television information can be found in the inventory table description. The quantity can be found in the sales inventory joint table. And about October, the month of October can be found not in the sales inventory table, not in inventory table, but in the sales table. So we need information from these 3 tables to get the answer. So let's do a query from the create the query design. Okay, and first we need to show the table we need. So we need inventory table, we need sales table, and sales inventory table. Okay, you can put them wherever you want, but they are related. Double click the information you want. So double click description to get the TV, write the quantity, and the date. The information is already here. So we're going to use a criteria to reduce the search. So type the television in description, and I typed between the October 1st, 2015 and October 31st, 2015 in the dates. We'll continue the Microsoft Access here. As you can see, there's a typo in the textbook. maybe the database, but anyway, it's 2015, not 2018 as described in the textbook 2015. Okay. Now we're almost there. So we have all the information. So uh, if I run the query like this, let's see what's going to happen. Okay, if I run the query like this, what's going to show here is the three fields: the descriptions, TV, the quantity, and the dates. So and we can refine this query a little bit. We can go back to the query by view, design view. So back to the query design view. So I'm not going to show the television, and so I uncheck the television and uncheck the dates. So what's going to show is the quantity only, and also I need to show the total quantity, not the 2 and 1. So what you can do is you can go back to the total. So click the totals, and it's going to add a new line, and under the quantity you can choose the let's see, you can choose the sum, okay, and the other is quick buy. So we can run this, refine the query again to see what's going to happen. Okay, so we get what we want: 3 televisions. That answers questions. Okay, finally, let's save this query into this database. So we can go to the file, save object as a query, right? And you can name it. Let's say this is a query 2 as described in the textbook. So query 2, save. Now if you go back to the home page, you can see the query is already saved. Query 2 is over there. So if you want to get October television the quantity, you can just double click the query 2. It's going to give you the answer immediately. Okay, in the assignment you will be asked to finish all the queries listed in the textbook. In addition to that, you will be asked to extend the schema sheet. So you will need to create more tables to show information such as cash receipt number, data receipt, right? The total amount received and amount applies to specific invoice, customer names, and customer numbers. In other words, those information for customer payment information. Okay, so think about it. How many tables do you need, and how to relate those tables to the current database, current tables. Okay, I'll give you some ideas of what's going to happen. Okay, basically you need 2 tables to complete that assignment. You need cash receipt tables. It's going to show the cash receipt number, customer number, right? Data receipt, and amount receipt. And we need another table to link the cash receipt and the sales invoice. That is, we need another joint table, the cash receipt and sales joint table, to show the invoice number and the amount applied information. Okay. Okay. That given, I think if you understand the relationships, the assignment will be not difficult. Talk about how to create tables and link these new tables to their current relationships. Okay, so let's say we know there are two salespersons in this example. So I want to create a salesperson or employee database table to show more information about those employees. Okay, so I'm going to go through the create. Okay, create a table, but better way to do that is go through the table design. So I'm going to put employee names. The name is reserved, so you need to choose another name for the field. Employee name, text. Okay, and what else information do we need? For example, their salary. Yeah. So I'm going to put currency and their birthday, a data value, and their home address, text, and phone number. Okay, and if you close it, it's going to ask you to save. So yes, and I'm going to name it an employee table. So we have a new employee table. It's asking us to select the primary key. So do you want to create primary key now? So yes. Let's say the Microsoft Access automatically assign a new ID field as my primary key, but I don't want that. Okay, we go back to the field, and I'm going to choose a employee name as a primary key, and we delete this automatic ID primary key. Okay, this is what I want. So save. Okay, now it's time to put some information over there. So I know we have two employees, J Buck and S Knight. So I'm going to put the information to my employee name, J Buck. Okay, and I have S Knight, the second employee. See, I can put okay, salary was 100, and it's 200. Okay, birthday. Just pick one birthday. You just born yesterday. Okay. Yeah. This pretty much I want you can put out information over there. So I'm going to close it, so the data is saved. Okay. Now it's time to build relationships. Okay, I'm going to drag the employee tables here. So we're going to link the salesperson and employee name because they have the same information. I'm going to choose the enforce referential integrity. Make sure that all the data are linked, so we cannot delete one data from one table. The system is going to say no. Okay, so this new table is linked to the current database, and that's it. You can link their other new tables, create for the assignment to the new database, so that we can fetch information from them. Okay.